The Binarycore Podcast is brought to you this week by 2pipscast. 2Ps in a Podcast is a storytelling podcast by Gavin and James, where they discuss random subjects and tell stories about their life and friendships. Often they have guests. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, but no episode is complete without a dick joke or two. Highbrow stuff. You can check out their stuff at 2pipscast.podbean.com or search for 2pipscast on iTunes. Also, check them out on Twitter at 2pipscast. You'll also be able to find a link to their sites in the link dump below. The Binarycore Podcast is brought to you this week by 2pipscast. 2Ps in a Podcast is a storytelling podcast by Gavin and James, where they discuss random subjects and tell stories about their life and friendships. Often they have guests. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, but no episode is complete without a dick joke or two. Highbrow stuff. You can check out their stuff at 2pipscast.podbean.com or search for 2pipscast on iTunes. Also, check them out on Twitter at 2pipscast. You'll also be able to find a link to their sites in the link dump below.
Welcome to the 32nd Binarycore Podcast, and I'm here with Blaze, Dadge and Bambi, and I'm Spyro. Don't introduce myself first anymore because I get told off for that.
You forgot altogether.
It's because you're the last person in almost to hear about.
Wow.
We're not talking about him. We've never talked about him.
No, but he just mentioned that he's here. That's about him, isn't it?
True.
So, yeah.
Thanks, Dick. This week we're going to talk about website microtransactions for everyone. Is this actually going to happen, or
I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
do people like the idea?
I don't know.
We'll get on to
It's
that.
not an opinion-based... It's just an information-based article. Isn't
Okay.
it?
It's happening.
We're going to talk about Ben Affleck because he's been announced as Batman.
Oh, no.
Because we have to do that.
We have to do that. We have to talk about Ben Affleck as Batman because people love Batman, and I'm sure James would bitch because we didn't talk about Batman. And Gamescom.
Got a hair on your nipple.
Okay, stop touching my hairy nipple.
You have fluff on your
Gamescom
phone.
happened, which is the European version of E3, I'm told.
Yeah,
Matt-
Gamescom. Yeah.
Com.
Com.
This thing, I thought it should be called Gamescon, a games convention, but Matt told me no, Gamescom.
What's it short for then? It must be short for something.
James Convention. I have no idea. Matt doesn't think it should be called Gamescom though. His article when he wrote it said Gamescock.
Gamecock.
It says Gamecock. Good thing I vetted that article. I was just going to pick. I was like, Matt's good at English. Post, but no, Gamecock. First line, made a mistake.
Nice.
Yeah. According to him, he goes, "Oh, damn, autocorrect." And I was like, "I've just looked at my autocorrect. Not one of the suggested options." He says, "Well, it should be."
Maybe he's been talking a lot about Gamecock.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
that's why it's not incorrect.
yeah, because I assume he wrote it out in Word because you'd write it out in Word first because depending on your browser settings, you may have it in American. Your browser settings seem to translate things into American. I've noticed.
Ours does on our home computer.
Yeah, it does on the computer. It doesn't on my laptop. Don't know what
I
that's
can't
about.
remember what I use normally.
But
Because I normally write it out in just .txt, a normal text file, and then
Oh, look how confident you are. Yeah, right. In text file all my articles.
and then I copy it into Microsoft Word. or
Red
something.
everywhere and green.
Fix everything. And then I spend 5 minutes waiting for it to do it. I can't find out why Gamescom is called Gamescom. I thought I'd search.
Okay,
It doesn't say
but you aware of the things that happened at Gamescom?
No.
stuff.
Well, how was it?
There's a massive indie release. Well, massive indie focus from PlayStation, as I understand it. And it's kind of their indie release.
Yeah, and they announced
They
their.
release a load of indie people into the street to cause havoc.
That's what happens. In the
Goddamn indies ruining all the but no, they Sony announced when they're releasing their console.
Oh yeah, that was the big news, wasn't it? Yeah.
I can't remember the date.
16th of November?
Something
Oh no,
like
20th
Yeah.
of November here, and I think it's like the 5th of November in America.
Remember.
Was it 5th? Okay,
I said the 5th.
maybe.
that. I'm looking it up now. Yeah, always prepared here at Binarycore.
But I heard on another podcast they kind of missed a trick with the successor dates that you can have before Christmas now. And the theory is Microsoft will take it up, which is 11, 12, 13. Because there was a lot of 11, 11, 11 2 years ago. That's sort of the big release date. Because it's easy to remember. So 11, 12, 13-ish is a good...
14th of November in the USA and the 29th of November for the Europeans.
So I was off on every day.
Yeah, every
That's
day.
good.
Price tag is going to be $400 or £350.
and that's,
There was also a European and North America PS
Which
Vista.
one's better value?
The American price is better value because that's not. Was it $400 and $350? That's not.
That's not right.
That's not the exchange rate. So we're having to pay more for it.
Damn those Americans.
But obviously, that's if you buy it on release. And are you going to buy it on release?
You can't. If you haven't pre-ordered now, you cannot Well, apparently they've cancelled pre-orders for the PS4 now
Okay.
because
I
they
think they've
don't
got
think
too
they're going to
many.
have enough.
Okay,
stock.
I'll rephrase it. Did you pre-order it?
No.
Did you pre-order it?
Oh, no,
Have
it
you
wasn't
pre-ordered
cancelled.
it?
No.
Have I pre-ordered it? No. Alright.
Nobody asked you.
I asked me. That's why I asked me.
Because apparently he's running the podcast.
Oh right. Okay.
No one else can do
Remember?
it. We're trying the computer. So you can't get one now if you.
No, you can't pre-order one now.
You
might
won't
be
get
able
one
to get
before
one
Christmas,
on
then
release
I
day.
doubt it.
But yeah, I doubt it as well.
Say
And that 11, 12, 13
So
is-
it's going to be crap for retail then? Actual shops trying to sell it aren't. There's nothing to sell in the shops. It's only people that have pre-ordered it online.
yeah, but people
Yeah.
might have pre-ordered it from shops, so
yeah, no. I
it
see
might
that
be a
way.
case if they have to go to the shop to get it.
So, yeah, but I
It would be
remember when-
collect at store. I'm assuming in most places they're not going to ship that about.
Remember when new consoles come out, the shops do a big thing about trying to sell them. There's not going to be. There's not going
Yeah,
to be any
but
of that.
And
From
they just,
from working at PC World, nah, it's not that big. Like we got in.
the one that you'll have a few big ones, like the one in Oxford Street, the HMV in Oxford
Oh
Street.
yeah,
is always done
certain
with
certain
big
shops are going to do sort of big things. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oxford Street, those sort of big ones. Say with Watford PC World, when they got in the Wii's, no one had pre-ordered them, and we only put half of them out on the shop floor.
Because it's a Wii.
Yeah, but say we only put half of them out on the shop floor because staff were like, "Well, I want that." And it was like, he goes, "Well, that one's going off to the side. Who else wants one? Yeah, well, that one's going off to the side."
It's like, yeah, the Wii is like nothing. It's like, did you do the same for the PS Vita?
I didn't work there when the PS Vita came out.
I probably didn't do the same because it's the PS Vita.
Yeah,
It's the
but
same. Why would anyone care?
seeing the PS Vita, that's got a price drop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$199, which is the same price the PS3 is going to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd rather buy a PS3
Is the
still.
PS Vita that thing that Trevor walks around with all the time?
Yeah, yeah. Also, they've
Handheld
announced Borderlands 2 for the PS Vita.
I
So
saw that.
Nice.
yeah,
I thought that would be really weird. I wouldn't want to play a game.
yeah. It's
I
something.
don't understand wanting to play a game like that with of that sort of
Yeah,
large size on a tiny little.
I had this
screen.
conversation with Matt. He was like, "Oh, if I get the PlayStation 4, I'm going to get the Vita as well." And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because with the Vita, you can continue playing your games from the PS4. Upload the save to the cloud and play it on the Vita wherever you are." And he was like, "So I could be playing Destiny during my lunch
That
break."
isn't true.
Oh, really?
No.
they changed it, or-
From what I read, the fact is, yeah, you can stop playing the game on your PS4, and then go and play it on your Vita. But they both have to be connected to the same wireless signal at the
Really?
same time. You can't use you can't turn the PS3 off.
So you'd have to be in the same house.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
So then if your mum comes in and says, "I'm watching EastEnders now," she can change your channel quite happily,
And you can just
continue on
Okay. Well,
But
and finish the level.
why would you want to play such massive games
that was
on a
my
tiny
problem.
screen?
He was like,
see what
I
you're
can
doing.
play
if you're really
Destiny
into
on
a
that.
game and you don't want to stop playing, but you have to stop on TV, then there's that reason.
Yeah, but
What,
the
so you're
screen
going to
is
pay an extra
tiny.
£200 to get the Vita just for that purpose? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the
With
screen is far
Borderlands
too
2.
small for first-person shooters. It's not right.
Like, where's all the
Probably.
HUD and everything? Like, you
It's
wouldn't be able
still
to see
there.
it.
It's
Yeah,
just
but
tiny.
you wouldn't be able to see all the numbers and everything.
It's like going back to an old 15-inch CRT. What's the point of that?
Yeah, I think with games like Borderlands 2, because at the moment you can only play it if you're at home. But the plus note is if you're someone who's travelling a lot on trains, so if you're sitting on the train for 2 hours in a row, it's something you can do for those 2 hours. It may not be as brilliant as on a console, but at least it's something you can do.
Yeah, but
There's a conversation I had with Dave talking about handheld gaming. He says he doesn't do it because he never has the need to play a handheld console. He's either at home on his actual console, or if he's ever travelling around, he's got his Kindle or his Chromebook. So he doesn't have the need to use sort of like that sort of gaming sort of
Yeah.
thing. And I've found that people who have PlayStation 3s or wanting to get PS4s want to get Vitas. And it's kind of like the Apple fanboy-ish. Like, if you have an Apple product, you have other Apple products because they all work together and stuff like this. Though I've never heard someone who has an Xbox say, "I'm going to get a Windows Mobile because they work together. I've got, was it touch glass or glass touch screen?"
Xbox Glass.
Yeah, well, it's smart glass.
Smart
That's
Glass,
it.
yeah.
So you don't hear people
Which
being
I've
like,
got on my iPhone.
"Yeah,"
And it
and I've
works
got
exactly
on
the same as...
on my Android as well, but I don't hear people say I'm going to get a Windows phone because it will work with my Xbox, it will work with this. But I do hear Sony people saying, "Well, I've got a PlayStation
that's
4."
a good
so-
trick by Sony and Apple that
Yeah,
gets
no.
them to buy their products.
Well, it's because, and I'm assuming Apple do the same, I don't watch their marketing much, but Sony have really pushed the PS Vita
Yeah.
when they're talking about the PS4. Like, PS4's great. You can do this. You can take your PS Vita. You can use your PS Vita to do this with it.
Yeah.
You can do
There was a
all
lot
this
of that at E3 with the Windows devices as well.
Yeah, they did talk about
Yeah,
it.
but they
Devices.
talked. When they were talking about Windows devices, they also say or other smartphones.
Yeah.
They sort of seem to say that we're going to have it.
And I'm not saying that
all across all
Microsoft don't
platforms.
push it the same. I'm talking about the fans. I don't hear people saying I'm going to get a Windows phone or a Windows tablet, or was it the Surface, their tablet? I'm not going to get that because it will work with my Xbox. But I do hear people saying I'm going to get a Vita because I have a PlayStation 3 or because I have
Yeah, that's true. But maybe that's because Apple and Sony are predominantly hardware, so they're better at selling the hardware.
Yeah.
Microsoft
Or maybe
are a
the
software company, so they.
or maybe the
push software
devices
and other-
work so well together that people want that.
Well, yeah,
It
because
could be any of these things.
they
I'm
make
just
them,
saying I
yeah.
don't hear the people say it.
cool.
What else at
I'm
Gamescom?
just looking now to check, see if I'm right about the PS Vita.
Yeah, you said you don't like PS Vita. You wouldn't like the idea of playing Borderlands 2 on a smaller
Yeah.
screen, but in
Any-
terms of field of
any real
vision,
console games.
in terms of field of vision, wouldn't it kind of? Because I thought that about when I got the PSP, and
I don't know. I don't really play handheld games. But
It may also
to
be the
me,
whole
like,
handheld gaming because you don't have the time to handheld game. You don't have the
I
want
just-
to do it.
yeah,
So
that's the
you
thing.
come up with these other ideas, being like, "Would it be too small?" But if you did handheld game, you'd get used to it.
Yeah, but I mean, I get headaches if I focus.
Yeah.
It probably just give me a headache trying to focus on all that detail in one tiny little
I-
screen.
I found my PSP a couple of weeks ago and played it for an hour and then didn't. I haven't picked it up since because I just don't have the need to handheld game.
So even as
Yeah, me and
as a
Adam only
kid-
bought ours, so we could when we were travelling places or whatever. We could
And it was
play.
like when we were on holiday and when we were on lunch at work.
Yeah, mine was for
We
like
used it.
if I was on the train or something like that. But I don't go into London anymore. I don't.
yeah.
I drive everywhere. I don't take public transport. I don't have the need for that. So
I mean, even like as a kid with like all the Game Boys and stuff. To me, games like Pokemon and that they work on the small screen because it's pixelated stuff.
yeah,
But when you're like got people running at you like in an FPS, I don't think I could cope with it on a tiny screen. It's like when you see all these games downloadable on your phone, I wouldn't want to play games on my phone. It's just too much detail. And a small
sometimes
screen.
sniping people at a distance on a big screen is hard enough. If you're reducing everything down, that's going to
exactly.
be even
How
harder.
are you going to get
Yeah,
a
it
headshot
will
on
be.
it? There's this tiny little thing over there.
So crosshairs are pretty small on that screen. How small are they going to be
Yeah.
on the Vita? I keep saying Vista. You were saying about indie. It was Sony have teamed up with iSoft, and there's
Okay.
crap load of games here.
Yeah, there was a massive load of games that were
Like-
released. Yeah,
Age of Zombie, Amen 2, Assault, Android Cactus, Android.
What?
Yeah, these are all just indie games that
They're
are coming
indie
out.
games, yeah.
They're coming out on either the PS Vita, the PS4, the PS3, or all of them. Just by going by some of the names, let's see any of these that sound. Samurai Gun sounds a bit. A samurai with a gun? It's not really a samurai, is it?
No.
Just modern day samurai.
But that's
Yeah.
coming out on the PlayStation 4 and the PS Vita. We've got Gravity Crash Ultra. I feel like it needs Mega, Uber, also in the name, Neon. That's coming out on the PS Vita.
Yeah.
Looking at
And they announced Minecraft, didn't they? Was that at Gamescom?
Yeah, Minecraft is coming out on the PlayStation 4 quite soon, actually. That's a launch
Yeah.
title.
Is it?
And
Yeah.
they said it's launched out.
Yeah, that's
It's quite
good.
surprising because 4J and Mojang were always saying how the updates for the Xbox were way behind PCs because they're trying to update 2 at the same time.
Yeah,
Two things.
But also
But now you can get it
Notch.
on. You can get it on
Notch.
PS4,
Mhm.
Notch
PS3.
hasn't been
PS
dealing
Vita.
with Minecraft for a while. It's Jeb.
Jeb is
But
yeah, didn't
Notch has always said that he doesn't like Microsoft. Or he doesn't like the way that they are.
Jeez,
He
Notch.
doesn't like,
Well,
No.
he doesn't like mainstream gaming at all, does he?
Yeah.
Because he's cancelled his new game.
What?
You know,
No,
the
I heard-
space-based sandbox game.
yeah, I heard that's still coming out.
No, he cancelled it because of
Because
how
it
big
became too
Minecraft
popular.
is,
and
and because how
There's
big
a lot of-
Minecraft is. There's
Last
so
week
much
I was reading about it and
anticipation.
it didn't say
It was a
cancel.
few
it was
days
this
ago.
week that he
Okay.
came out and
Yeah,
said he's
so
not
much
doing it
anticipation of the game that he doesn't like that type of gaming.
Because Matt goes to me, he goes, "Oh, have you heard about Cobalt?" That's what it's called. He goes, "Have you heard about Cobalt?" And I was like,
Is it? No, I don't think
No,
it
it
is.
doesn't.
It had like it just had a working title. It just had a working
I
title.
swear,
It was called like it was numerical then X0.
yeah, it used to be that. It was a hex code.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
And he was
just go
saying-
back to the PS Vita thing quickly.
because Minecraft made 57 million. The anticipation for his next game He's huge. He's not going to bother because he doesn't want the pressure.
Yeah. But no, sorry, no, go back to what I was saying about
making small
Notch.
games.
He said, I'm sure it was Notch, has always said that they obviously had the exclusivity contract for consoles with Microsoft, and he's always said that as soon as that ran out, they'd be willing to put it on other consoles, and that's run out now, so that's why it's coming out on PS4.
Cobalt is an action-orientated side-scrolling video game developed by Oxy Game Studio, blah blah blah. Its publisher, Mojang.
Yeah, but it's not Cobalt then, is it?
Yeah,
This must be a completely different game, though.
It's basically Minecraft in space. It's a block building sandbox mode game.
Oh, then that isn't the game that when when Notch first went away and said about making it a game, there were initial screenshots and it was a first-person shooter in space, sort of Halo-ish looking. You're running around space stations shooting people. It looked nothing like Minecraft. Wasn't to do with block building. But this one here, Cobalt. Here we go. Announced for the Xbox One at Gamescom.
I've never heard of Cobalt.
OX10C.
OX10C,
Yeah.
That's it.
Has been shelved. He's cancelled it as of 18th of August.
2 weeks.
Birthday.
It was a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's definitely cancelled.
Well, Matt was telling me about Cobalt, which is obviously their other
that's
game.
a different.
Did you know that he has £57 million in his bank account?
Yeah.
Or in the company bank account because of Minecraft. And they reckon that they'll get at least that now that it's available on all the PlayStation platforms as well. That's outrageous.
What were you going to say about the PS?
Oh yeah, the PS Vita. It'll work same way. Basically, the PS3 has to be on, but it doesn't say anything about having to be on the same Wi-Fi. It says that it will send commands to the PS3 via Wi-Fi. So the PS Vita would have to be connected to Wi-Fi to play the games.
And the PS would have
Wi-Fi, not 3G.
Yeah.
It would. Okay.
So like
two separate Wi-Fis would be fine as long as they're both on.
Yeah, as long as
it appears that way because it will send commands. It essentially sounds like what it's doing. As you know, what it is doing is you're streaming the game from the PS4.
Yeah.
And you're sending. It's like a controller with a built-in stream.
Sounds like too much effort.
Yeah, it sounds like the Wii U.
Can you?
Does you two all know this? Does that because obviously the Vita won't have the graphical capabilities of the PS4. So as it's streaming it, does that mean the graphics are still run by the PS4? If it's just streaming
they've said that it will be able to scale it down and still
do it.
Have you'll still have
wirelessly streaming that level of graphic.
I feel like lag would get involved.
No, it wouldn't work because the handheld console itself wouldn't have the capability to view the graphics at that level. So even if it's streaming them at that level, it would have to downscale them.
Okay.
But
I assume the PS4 will come with a Wake on LAN.
Yeah.
So if you
that this week
didn't leave it on, you're there with your Vita and you're going, oh no, it's turned off.
No.
Mum, can you turn on the PlayStation?
Yeah, you'll be able to turn on the PS4 with.
I love the assumption that everyone lives with their mum.
Well, a lot of kids are going to be getting it.
Everyone who wants something is living with their mum.
Big Bang Theory episode we were watching a bit before. They get lost in the desert all wearing their Star Trek uniform. And he's like, do you want to call someone? Probably your mum. No, we're fine. And then how come back? Okay, my mum called.
Mum's on her way.
Yeah.
Spoilers by then.
No, okay.
So from what I saw, it was Microsoft did their one at Gamescom behind closed doors.
Yeah, it was press only, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then it was announced later. I mean, you could get it through the Xbox Live and all that. But my main reason thinking they did it was so that Sony couldn't put together a real quick video and troll them again.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, funny as it was,
Sony are bound to have. They're going to have somebody.
Real dick move to do though. I mean, funny to say this is how you trade. This is how you trade games on a PlayStation 4.
See,
just hand the game over.
This is. I'm not going to go too far down this road, but thinking about it, Sony has ruined the chances that a lot of gamers have had. With
careful, you're bad mouthing Sony here, and you know how we have a reputation.
This is this podcast. James will just argue with you for the sake of it, and Barry.
I just want to say, I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to say it.
Go on. So Sony have ruined
when they came out and they put a lot of emphasis on we don't have DRM, and effectively forced the fan backlash that Microsoft had. Because I mean, Microsoft were already getting a bit of we don't really want DRM. But I don't think that it was as aggressive as it was before the Sony conference.
Yeah.
I think that leveled it up.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
And that is what caused Microsoft to eventually back down and say, okay, fine. we're going to take away all these nice new features that would have been great.
Because you don't get
So you
the,
don't have
the
the
family sharing thing.
No, they've said that may come back one day.
Because that
I
was
don't think it's going to come
brilliant.
back in the way that they promised it.
Yeah, I was explaining this to someone yesterday, and they said that sounds really good. And I went, well, no, they're not having that anymore because everyone bitched about DRM.
Yeah. I think it's also partly the PR's fault, and that's why that guy's gone now, because
Yes,
they screwed up massively with the PR. They didn't explain to people well enough what it was. People
What,
like
the
us, we
chief
knew what-
executive of Microsoft?
yeah, no, Steve Ballmer has stepped down, hasn't he? But
Yeah.
that's not what he's talking
No,
about.
not- oh, right,
the guy
I was gonna
who's
say
gone to
because-
Zynga.
Oh, okay, yeah, gone to Zynga, yeah. Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name now. Don't really
No.
care.
the guy at the conference who started talking first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone to where now?
Zynga.
Zynga, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it said Steve. What's his name? Steve
Steve Ballmer.
Steve
He
Ballmer.
stepped down a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I thought if it meant him, he got a very nice present considering he ruined all that.
What was his leaving bonus?
$1 billion
Wow.
to add to the 15.2 he already had.
So everyone's first memory of Steve Ballmer has to be him going mental on stage at the conference a couple of years ago. Do you remember this?
No,
He
I
comes
wasn't
out on stage and starts screaming. It's like, yeah, ah, ah, and everyone's going, yeah. And he goes, yeah, come on, crowd, scream, or scream. And he goes, I freaking love Microsoft.
Oh yeah,
It's him. He just
I
went
remember
mad,
that.
screaming about everything, and I was just like,
Yeah, that was
Steve
like 10
Ballmer
years
has
ago.
gone crazy. It was just around when Gates sort of stepped away from it all, and
Yeah.
he became the face of it. I think I would have thought he stepped down after that because it was just mad. How can you take this guy seriously? He loves shouting at everything.
The guy fell on his feet when he ended up in the same class as Bill Gates at college.
But yeah, he's stepping down as well. I don't know what that means. Why? would you
It's
do
just
that?
for restructuring,
Okay.
I guess, as a response to the negativity around their latest OS and.
You would have thought
and
that,
Xbox and
I
stuff.
thought everyone loved it, Windows 8. I thought they absolutely loved the new start button in Windows 8 as well.
Yeah.
I ordered Tesco food for my sister's laptop. She wasn't there. She let us use her laptop. It took me longer to try work out how to shut the damn thing down than it did to order the food.
You're just there going, okay, I'll take the power cable out and dislodge the battery. Done.
I thought, I don't know.
It's off now.
We've got like loads of Windows 8 stuff now. Well,
You have to log out.
And I
before
was
you can
setting
shut
them
down
up.
as well.
and I managed to set everything up.
Oh.
I set everything up perfectly, and I was like, you can shut down without logging out.
No, right, okay.
Yeah, David.
This took me friggin' ages to find out how to do it. There is a way to. You have to go to control panel to shut down.
You
Pretty
mean
much.
full stop? Let's end tasks
It's got
on
like
the
a,
laptop.
it's got like an app screen. The opening screen's like an app screen.
Yeah,
and then you
It's
have to
designed
load up
for
the
tablets,
desktop.
effectively, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah.
It's a tablet
It's
operating
horrible.
system, but they're putting it on computers.
Yeah, but as soon as it came out, there was a sort of patch, not a legitimate one, but one you can get like SourceForge and that, just to put it back to sort of
A bastard patch.
a bastard patch, yeah. To put it back to Windows 7 sort of the interface and that with the damn start button and the menu button and all that crap.
See, that's what I thought everyone loved about Windows 8, like not having the start button. That was everyone's favourite bit.
No, I wouldn't hate it.
I
But no.
loved it.
Really?
I've never seen Windows 8.
You know
You should
the
watch Y50 every 10 minutes to putting out a Windows 8 device. It's like bad product placement. It's horrible.
Love product placement.
some product placement in
It's
shows is brilliant.
It's not even
No,
good.
no,
It's
no.
like
It's
it
less-
stops and the camera just goes in. It's like,
It's less product placement. It's more right. We really need to catch a criminal. Buy a Windows 8 phone. We really need to catch.
I think you broke my microphone.
Yes.
there's not even waves. It's just a solid bar.
It is just a solid bar. You've seen Wayne's World.
I have seen bits and pieces of it.
The bit where they take the piss out of product placement on that is just the greatest thing ever.
Right.
They're just sitting there and you've got Garth just wearing full Reebok, right? And he's got a Reebok like bandana with the hat on and the jersey, and he's sitting there and he's like, man, I hate it when people just sell out. You know, they just do this stuff for the money. They don't even care, man. And then Wayne comes in and he's like, yeah, man, it really gives me such a headache. And he goes, here, have these. Ooh, they're small and orange. Yes, 2 Advil. They take away all my... And then he's like, oh, I could wash it down with some Pepsi. It's America's choice. And yeah, but if I like it when shows sort of do product placement so obvious that they must know they're just
I
taking the
love
piss
putting
from
out
it.
product placement. It's just hilarious
It
sometimes.
completely ruins the flow.
I can't remember what we were watching, but it was some show. But they just had like 3 monitor Arrow They love Windows monitors in that. Every monitor has this Windows logo slapped on the back of it. And I was like, I swear it doesn't have that there. Someone just went around with stickers and everything. Look, apparently Windows make vending machines as well. Let's put a sticker on this thing and put a sticker on that thing. Adam, you are now made by Windows.
Yeah, was it Fringe? We were watching
Yeah.
that. It was got some quite clever product placement by Nissan in there.
Yeah, every car was in this.
In the middle of a scene, they're wandering along talking, and as they're talking, she's there unplugging the electric car so they can get in it and drive off again. And then as they drive off, it shows that it's the Nissan. It was quite good.
Yeah, there's a bit
Didn't
with around.
stop the flow,
Yeah.
the conversation and getting in the car.
And then the conversation goes, what kind of mileage you get? Well, it is a Nissan. And
It's an electric.
do you know, speaking of electric cars, I noticed that in Gade car park there are 2 electric.
Yeah.
I park in that same spot all the time. I've only really just noticed that they have 2 electric car
They're brand
spots.
new.
Oh, okay. I've never seen anyone parking them. Who has electric cars apart from people who own Nissans who work in
No
French?
one, because there's never anyone parked in the electric car park.
Well, never when I'm there. I was thinking. I don't. I mean,
It's
they
a Gade car park.
in Gade car park on the ground
If
floor.
I don't live within the mile of there, they're not going to anyway, so
They must
they
have
all
a
break
better.
down on the ring road.
They have a better sort of distance than that, don't they?
Road.
Anyone else remember anything more from Gamescom or Gamescock?
No.
Sounds like a James Bond.
James Cock,
Don't
yeah.
want to talk about
Game. Yeah, so all I remember is.
that. Sorry.
Oh, why did you remind me? Oh God! I thought it was just a joke. This is an
Oh, it
actual
was a joke.
thing.
No, I've just remembered.
Do you actually
Wait,
enjoy
no.
Binarycore?
Isn't this when you live with him and his
Yes,
dressing gown and he
yes.
didn't ever close it
Oh, right.
or wear anything underneath it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned this story before.
No,
Oh,
not
that was a
posting
joke.
all over the internet.
Once again, you have just a thick band. There's no waves here. It's just oh God no. So yeah, Microsoft
You
did.
leaned into it.
Oh no! Why Windows 8?
I dropped my head in shame just so happened that the microphone was that way.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sony working with iSoft with all these indie games, Microsoft behind closed doors. That never happened. No. And Ubisoft are teaming up with Ubisoft.
In America, they called it Ubisoft.
Yeah, I heard that.
Ubisoft.
But it's
Horrible.
clearly
Question:
Ubi.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Ubisoft.
soft in the
They're asking
soft
us
in
a
the
question,
fucking
and our
head.
response is just Ubisoft. Ubisoft.
No, it's just his reply was just really sort of like really British. Like Ubisoft, Ubi fucking soft. Yeah,
Just imagine like a British person and an American person, and the British person mentions Ubisoft and they go Ubisoft. But they Ubisoft.
no, Ubisoft. Yeah, they're teaming up with someone to make a film about Watch Dogs.
Yes, they are.
Was it Sony they was teaming up with?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Titanfall. That's something to talk about.
No,
Yeah. No, Watch Dogs you're talking about.
I just remember Titanfall.
They said at Gamescom that they want Watch Dogs to be similar to Assassin's Creed, where they release a game every year. That could be cool. For 10 years, they want to release a game every year for 10
For a minute, I
years.
thought you were talking about
And
Watch
Halo.
Dogs the program. I was like, why are we talking about Watch Dogs?
Yeah.
They're making a game about it.
It's not a very good game.
It's like,
You sound like it's
it's like anti-GTA. You run around catching the.
But no, it's not even that. It's just you've got someone standing in the studio and you've got to choose the options of what they
quick time
say.
events. Press B now.
But yeah, that game looks like it though.
Visual joke.
It's a very visual joke, yeah.
In fact, the entire thing, apart from the whole press B, was visual.
But did you see him press it? Did you see him press B?
Segway.
Yeah, no. Sony are teaming up with Ubisoft to release a Watch Dog Watchdog film. So
Wait, there's a film of Watch Dogs?
that was the whole point of this.
There's a game. It's Watch
They made
Dogs,
it
not
into a
Watch Dog.
film.
He said Watch Dogs first, but because we were talking Watch Dog, now you're saying Watch Dog.
Watch Dogs. Sorry, okay. Watch _ dogs.
There isn't an underscore, it's one word.
No, everything I've seen about it, there's an underscore in it. There's a red wiggly line, but there's an underscore there. Trust me, which
That's something you've just typed up. That doesn't count.
I copy and pasted from where I got the article from.
Sure. Did you copy and
Jesus
paste it
Christ.
from the URL? Because
No.
even then it wouldn't. Yeah.
No, because it'd be %20.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
No, but if it was Watch Dog with a space rather than an underscore, then it would just be underscore, wouldn't it? Sometimes.
Maybe.
They might
Depends on the HTML encoding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your proof was
Yeah.
the document that you typed.
Yeah, but I didn't type it. I copied it.
Yeah, fine.
You know.
You
Don't
prepared
lie.
that.
John,
You knew this conversation was going to come up, and you prepared that.
I feel like this happened last time.
John lied.
Did you hear some guy punched a polar bear?
Oh, well. What about billiards?
Stop it.
You prepared.
Damn it, there's another Scott.
Well, David came prepared with an article about microtransactions.
David actually bought.
You bought research materials.
The new
That's
scientist
not what we do.
man.
You
Yeah,
scientist,
product
yeah.
placement there.
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
Scientist magazine, go buy it now.
He also drove here in a Nissan, which was running on Windows 8. It crashed. Once again, broke my microphone. Big block.
We call it at the start. We'll hear us perfectly by the end.
Does it have a start button? The car?
Of course it doesn't.
No.
People hated that idea.
You just got to keep swiping until it works.
Something about cats. Anyway, your article about microtransactions. The Fury swipes, no? Pokemon.
Just cats. I was going to say my leopard does it, but that's a cat. Damn it.
David, please talk about your article.
This is too. No, wait. This is going too far downhill.
So, there's an article in New Scientist magazine.
Which
Go buy
issue?
it now.
What issue?
Really?
It's obvious, not New Scientist.
You got to cite the article, otherwise they think we can't make it out.
17th of August 2019.
So it's this year.
Number 2,930.
Alright, now read out the ISBN on the back.
It's called Steal This Article. no.
Visual joke, I took it.
Yeah, basically it's about because of Bitcoin, which is an online currency, fake currency that people trade for some reason. I don't really get it. But the system that runs the transactions, especially the ones under $1, that's where a company called. I should have done my research.
You said it was
Ripple, a company called
Yeah.
Ripple, are using this Coinbase technology that handles the under $1 deals.
Doodah.
Judah.
But essentially, what that means is
Everybody's.
Stop it.
it's
Please
You
carry
should have
on.
said.
Just don't say doodah again.
Judah.
Everybody listen to David. All the doodah day. We've stopped waiting for you now.
okay, right. Well, so in future, for instance, this kind of technology could be used for websites such as Binarycore.org, where
Product placement.
I hear they're very good. That's what I
Very
heard.
good.
That's what I heard.
I feel like everyone should visit them and visit their YouTube channel
Yeah.
and listen to their podcast.
but not until
Wait a
this-
minute. Wait a
not until
minute.
this Coinbase is coming.
Oh yeah. Wait. No, don't
Yeah.
wait.
Stop listening now.
But once it comes out, also visit.
Stop listening now. And keep listening to our podcast, so we'll tell you when it's out. And, like, when it's
No,
out.
they should just always come to our website.
Yeah, visit our website at least. 4 times a
Self
day.
plug on our own podcast. Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh, sorry.
So it's a peer-to-peer transaction process. That means when you go to a website, you would be charged like a thousandth of a percent basically, and that would go to the website.
Yes.
Not to you, to the website.
So over the month,
And
you
the
would
website.
visit.
Doing this.
Instead of paying like a monthly charge, you just pay for every website you go to, but that would still equal around the same
It'd be
amount of money.
negligible. You'd never
It'd be
notice
negligible,
it.
Yeah.
It would probably take a couple of years before an extra penny would be added to your account.
Well, no, I mean it would still come to 30, 40, 50 quid a month because of the amount of web
I can see
traffic.
companies rounding up.
No, no.
Oh.
No, the whole point is it's like fractions of a cent.
For the people visiting the website, it's like.
It's nothing, yeah.
It's nothing. But if your website gets enough traffic,
Then you earn loads of money.
yeah, like Google will get fuckload.
Yeah.
But
They'll be rich.
we would have to wait a couple of years,
Would it be a
and
case
then
of?
we'd get about half a penny.
But would it be a case of every time you go to a website, you have to put in your bank details?
No. That's what this system is. It's
I'm so confused. How does it work?
it's no, you wouldn't have to.
How does it take your money if you don't give it
Add it
your
to your
details?
bill. But because it's so negligible, you would never notice
Like,
it.
so it's added to your broadband bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way it
I
can
don't
work.
know how they're going to implement it. To be honest, it
'Cause
might be in this article.
It doesn't go because this is just an idea at the moment. There is no sort
But
of.
there's other things that this technology could be used for. Like it says, one of the examples they end the article with is that you could tip just. I don't know how you do it, but you could tip the guy in front of you on a motorway to move out of your way. It could be used for things like that.
I will give you
What, in the
a
smart car,
fraction
would
of
you
a penny if you get the
Well, it
fuck
doesn't
out
have
of
to
the
be a fraction
farm.
of a penny. It could be pennies.
I will give you a single penny if you stop driving the fucking
But I
farm.
can imagine people would go on the motorway and drive at 60 in the fast lane. That would be their job, just to drive up down the M1 every day.
Okay, how am I meant to tip the guy
I don't know.
without using a handheld device
I don't
while I'm driving?
Smart car, Windows 8.
Nissan Windows 8, can you give the guy behind me 20 quid to stop fucking
20 quid?
tailgating? I think he's going to crash into me. Yep, that's how it works.
All right.
Or make
Well,
him give you 20 quid to not put on the
perhaps-
brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
slam my brakes on right now.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing any research into each other.
Why? That was really good.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd see the problem, how would they do it?
Yeah, this is
Well, I think
what
it'd just be
understand.
it'd be like a PayPal. You don't put your PayPal details in every time, do you?
Yeah, you do.
You have to say in the password every time.
Yeah.
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 I was lied to.
David.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like,
go
how-
do some research. Of
yeah. Because if they did it by IP, that would fail.
course it would. It'd have to be
Yeah, how is it
against
gonna
your
be
bill,
secure?
your ISP. We done against them. It's the only way I can see that working. Because your ISP knows what you go to because you're going to it via them.
This is true.
Oh, thing I saw recently. Using proxy sites may become against the law.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Woohoo?
I can't remember. There's a company which has an app that uses Craigslist information to show you where in the area people are selling stuff. So if you look at Watford using their website, it will show you like, oh, a little blip here if we're selling stuff, blip across the road. Craigslist said, well, we don't want you using our information, so we're blocking you. So their app didn't work anymore. So their app now works via a proxy to get to Craigslist and work. Craigslist sued them and said, we blocked you, and you're now using our information against our, without our permission. And it's gone to court, and if the court find them for
They
it,
set a precedent.
then using a proxy site is against the law. So all these people who use proxies to get round ISPs blocking
Or like school
pirate.
programs
Well, I was
or
going to
That's
get
what
to
I
that.
said.
Yeah.
I used to use them all the time.
But at first, I'm going to use the point of People going to Pirate Bay or all these other ones via proxies, and the fact that Pirate Bay have now released their own browser, which is a preloaded version of Firefox with proxies built in to get round the blocks to get to Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these kids using any proxy to get to Facebook or Twitter or whatever, whoever's
I
blocking
used
it,
to use mine to get to Hotmail because the school blocked our Hotmail account.
which
So
is
that's always
the
more
precedent.
legitimate than you think.
The precedent could now be that's against the law if this gets passed.
So all those little kids are breaking the law.
Well, no, they're not at the moment.
They
It's
will.
not like they're then going to go, let's look back 10 years and see how many kids did this and arrest
But
the
also,
fuckers.
because they're on the school grounds, it would be the school. With each individual child, you couldn't know what child was doing it.
Yeah, you could.
at each
They log
time.
into accounts.
I suppose.
Good to
You
log-
know.
you monitor
Yeah,
what
but
they
if you
do.
know what
Adam's
someone
job
else's
is to
account
monitor kids on the internet.
Yeah.
Wait, this gets really montagey than what I thought.
But he could log into one of the kids' accounts and do it. That's him doing it, not someone else.
No, I'm pretty sure
CCTV.
the logs would say the kids
Oh.
do it.
All the
CCTV
IT
in
rooms.
school.
Now you're videotaping the kids?
All the IT rooms have CCTV because computers are expensive equipment and they can steal them. You need to see who's stealing them.
It's true, they can be
Oh
stolen.
god damn. Good job they didn't have that when I was taking all the balls out of the mice.
That was you.
I never did that.
I'm so good.
And
When
then they all
I
had-
started at work, they had ball mice, and the bane of my life then was the kids who took the balls out of the mice.
Now it's the kids who rip out the bloody laser.
Yeah. What?
I actually took out the majority of the ones in the ICT suite and then they replaced all the mice with laser mice instead.
I still.
And all the other kids were like, thanks, Carrot, nice
I
one.
still don't know it was me.
I still disproportionately lose
They
my
do
shit
now.
every time I go into the library at university, and the little plastic things in the back of the keyboard. That
Oh, yeah.
elevate. If
Yeah.
they're missing,
No, what you do is it's the people who kind of put one down,
Yes.
Yeah.
but then sit up and you type it, and the keyboard
Ah,
tips.
take that.
You motherfucker.
I don't sit down until I found the keyboard.
Well, you just walk up to him, prod it. Nope, fucked. Nope, that one's
By the
twitching.
time something else comes, it's just A whole bunch of upturned keyboards.
Well, I was going to say that. I never
is this one not working?
I never took the balls out of them, but it was so either if the person next to me, if they're ignoring their mouse, turn it upside down, and then when they put their hand back and they start moving this upside down mouse, and like, what the fuck's sake, John? So I then flipped the keyboards. The amount of times I got away with that without them noticing as well, they turn back round and where are the keys? You motherfucker.
That reminds me of that time.
This story.
Ours were close enough that the mice wires would extend round and we could take each other's mice and use each other's computers.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Or other great ones is when you screenshot their desktop, hide all the icons,
Yeah.
and then they're double clicking on icons that don't work.
I don't know how you do it, but someone went around and flipped all the screens so everything was on its side.
You can
Control
rotate,
Shift up.
or you can rotate
No,
certain
Control
screens.
Shift left.
So
We didn't have
the
those screens
the screens in my
before.
school could rotate so that you could get a full Word document on a page.
Yeah.
Or Control Shift left,
we got
right, up,
those,
down.
we got those posh screens later on, but when I first started school, they're the ones that turn around.
Yeah. Which
And I
hated.
came in one morning and I was like, I couldn't find a computer that was the right way around. Someone had come in the morning and turned them all around. I didn't know how to fix it.
One of the other ones I did was I got a very old version of Mac OS running on my USB stick and was just running all of the documents through that. And the tech walked in and goes, "The fuck have you done?" I went, "Thought I'd install iOS onto this just to get it working a lot better." And he went mental. And I sort of alt-tabbed and went, "It's a program. I'm not taking the piss, don't worry." I got kicked
I remember
out.
a time at school, one of my mates was like, I don't know why he thought.
When you were at school or when you were?
When I was at school. And my mate was sitting next to me, he's gone, what would happen if I stuck your parachutes in the USB port?
Do it.
Oh, that sort of happened.
So my work went. What happened? The computer just sort of made a weird noise and shut down?
Why are the scissors sticking out of it? I have no idea.
He took
Adam.
the scissors out before.
He tried to. They were well did. Trying to think of the other
Magic
ones.
smoke.
Or
Yeah, there was a time as well, Dave reminded me of this story. My dad is not very good with computers.
Oh, that's sorry.
What story were you thinking of?
I was thinking of. I'll tell you afterwards.
Alright.
I have a story too.
And he got ridiculously fed up and he rang up in a fit of rage and sort of like confusion. And was like, why won't this bloody computer work? Someone help me. I'm doing what it's telling me to do and it's just not working. It's like, I right click and it clicks on stuff. I left click and it brings up this stupid menu. What's happening? Why isn't it working? Right? The entire day he couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. Got home, found out he had the mouse upside down and he was clicking with his palm.
What?
So he was holding it by the wire.
Yeah, and clicking with his palm.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How?
Because, and here's the best bit, he built this unit for the computer to go on, and he'd made a hole at the back for the mouse cable to go around the back. But when he put the computer there, he hadn't put the mouse down, so it was at the front, so he blamed it on that. So he's saying, because the wire was at the front, I thought it had to be at the front.
But he built the hole for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One that we sort of did in year 11 as our sort of leaving prank. It was a very nerdy leaving prank. We hid batch files all over the school network drives. That when you click, they were named things like free beer, free t-shirt, click me, do not click me. And that one got most of the space.
Yeah.
And it would net send star a message to every star, so it sent it to every computer turned on the network. 50,000 times it sent this message, and it may have tabbed off OK every time. So you couldn't just hit enter to get rid of all the message. You had to manually click 50,000. They had to shut down the network. It didn't happen until about a year later, because I was there in sixth form and I completely forgotten about it. I just worked on the computer and it went, hello, and I went, click, oh shit. I looked around, it's on every computer, and we were just like, that's pretty funny.
See, all the kids.
Teacher!
See, there were a load of kids who started using batch files at work, and so I set up a batch file that, when it opened up, it looked like they'd opened it up the way they wanted to, but it would send me a message through NetSend, just send me a message to say, this person's running this batch file. And I set it up so that it replaced every batch file on the network that wasn't in the place they needed to be. And one day, my computer just popped up with all these messages, and you had all these kids at the end of the day sitting in this room, with a teacher having a go at them because they've been using the computers inappropriately.
Didn't you do one for a kid who was playing Minecraft? And he sent a message through to you.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I made a file that looked like the Minecraft icon, and what was it I put?
I can't remember. It was a while ago.
But it was a joke. I changed it so that when he'd run it would come up with an error about an Enderman having stolen some sort of block.
Yeah, you said the Enderman has stolen one of the files within the game, and that's why it's not
I
working.
can't remember what I actually chose.
That's quite cool.
And so and I don't know if he ever used it because I didn't see it, did it? Because I had to stop watching that kid because I had to stop watching that kid's PC screen.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Do you want a shovel? Dig deeper.
And go and do some different work. No, I never said that.
You said you had a story.
Oh yeah, this is just a fun story. Anyway, Adam was sitting on his computer chair facing the TV, and I was sitting just behind him to the left, sitting on his desk. And he stood up to adjust his trousers, and he was turning around looking at me because we were talking.
That doesn't sound as good.
Adjusting his trousers while looking at me. Got it.
And because he was looking directly at me, I grabbed his computer chair, did a sort of haha look what I'm doing face, and moved his chair out the way. And then he did the classic thing where he pulled his trousers up and then sat down because I thought he would have been looking the entire time at me moving his chair.
Alright. So you thought he would just be like, David, you twat, and pull it back, and he didn't.
Instead I fell over.
Yeah,
Okay.
Funny.
So, because we're going to run out of time, let's bring it up now.
Hearthstone.
Ben Affleck, actually.
Oh.
What did you say?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. It's what you use.
Like the Earthstone.
It's
to-
what.
You don't. Oh, never mind. You're an idiot. No, Hearth.
This one's called Hearth.
Hearth. It's a reference to something in World of Warcraft.
It's how you evolve
it's
an Ivysaur in the next Pokemon
I just
game.
realised
It's
the
a stone
Hearthstone.
you use to take you back to what you've set as your home in.
World of Warcraft. But there's a card game.
/ home.
It's effectively a slash home.
Right.
There's a card game called Hearthstone,
Okay.
and the beat has just been released by Blizzard.
It's based on World of Warcraft and
Yeah, the World of Warcraft hero characters. But it's just a card game.
Okay.
It's awesome.
No, deck building card game.
Big building card game.
A deck building card game. All
Deck
together now.
building card game.
Okay.
Released by Blizzard.
A card game, which is based on deck building. You're a Blizzard Barry.
WTF, please.
Ben Affleck. Batman. Talk. What do you think?
I'm willing to reserve judgment.
Yeah, I think we do really need to reserve judgment because. No, I was saying this to you.
You were king of the memes. The anti.
Yeah, because they were funny.
Affleck
Those memes were hilarious.
Quite funny.
No, go on,
To
tell
be
them
fair,
about the ones you
I
have.
still feel like you can judge him because he was terrible in Daredevil. I mean, yeah, it's a few years. I looked
10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but it's the only superhero film he's done. He even said that he hated doing superhero films.
I saw a great comic about it. It was people walking out of the cinema from Iago, and they've gone, "Wow, that was great. I got a whole new level of respect for Ben Affleck. His portrayal of a complex, troubled man taking on a persona in order to protect the innocents was fantastic." Because that's what Iago was about. And then it's, Ben Affleck is the new Batman. Same guys. The dude from Daredevil. Why him? Why not anyone else? And it's like, that's the same character, basically. But yeah, he fucked up Daredevil.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
But it wasn't just
It's
him. The
12 years by
writing
the
was
time.
bad as well.
It'll be 12 years by the time film comes out.
Yeah, but you can't just cite one of his films as he can't do it because he did one bad film.
To be fair, I haven't seen
Can
Argo
you
or The
cite
Town.
one good film that he was in? To say
Argo
Argo
and The Town
and Town.
were both good.
And
I've never
Good
seen
Will
them.
Hunting and
Yeah, but he wrote that as different.
I've
Dogma.
never ever seen.
Yeah, no.
I've
He
never
has been
seen
in a
him.
lot of good films.
I've never seen him in anything where I've liked him as an actor ever.
Dogma.
Dogma.
I've never seen Dogma.
Well, go and watch Dogma.
yeah, go
And
on.
then join the
Do it.
conversation again.
Fuck off. Or Chasing Amy. He was in that too. Mallrats. He was in that. Any film with James Silent Bob. He was in that. Yeah, he's been in all of them. Oh, that's my point.
What I said was that I wasn't happy about it. I wouldn't go and bitch about him personally. I would just feel like if other people had been announced, I would have been happier.
IMDb are actually calling the film Batman vs Superman. Is that actually the name now? I thought they were calling it.
No, I think that's actually the name.
Batman vs Superman.
But I've
Batman
got
got
faith
first.
in Snyder and Nolan.
Sorry?
I've got faith in
Yeah.
Snyder and
That's the
Nolan.
thing. I trust
I'm
this.
pretty convinced Nolan is just an executive producer because
Yeah.
he created the character of Batman that they're using.
Yes, but
But he doesn't- he's
no,
not-
but he was
he's not
executive
there.
producer in Man of Steel. Had nothing to do with
But he wrote Man of Steel.
Was he the producer in it?
Yeah, but he wrote it.
I thought Snyder wrote it.
They did together,
Oh,
and he
okay.
directed it.
I'm not feeling they're
Snyder
going. I'm sure
But
I've read
I'm-
somewhere
I'm-
that they're working even closer together than they were in this film.
Kinky motherfucker.
I doubt that because it will just undermine Snyder and the writer.
What?
Not
No.
Snyder.
Yeah, but it might. But he wrote it. He wrote Man of Steel with Nolan, so maybe he's doing the same for Batman versus Superman.
Well,
And
he's
that would
not
make
listed-
even more sense if it's-
that would. He's not listed. as a writer.
Armageddon.
Yes.
Oh yeah, to be fair, yeah.
I'm just saying things. I don't know what you're on about.
No, yeah, that's one film.
Yeah, he did. He's not writing this film. He's just listed on his.
Buffy the
producer.
Vampire Slayer.
He was in Buffy.
Yeah, basketball player number 10.
How the fuck do you know that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Can you see the screen?
No.
You're a fucking idiot. Seriously. Basketball player number 10.
Yeah.
No, I know, because I can see it. He was uncredited, though.
Yeah.
Maybe
He was only basketball player number 10. Why are they going to give
Dazed and Confused, he was good in that.
I don't think I've seen that.
Well, you should, it was a good film.
Oh, what was the Jack Ryan one?
What?
He played the character Jack Ryan.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The president got blown up in the football stadium.
You're making it up.
Spoilers. Nuclear bomb.
You're making it
Down,
up.
down, top.
Another
I
spoiler.
know. What? You on his IMDb?
Is it Reindeer Games? Because I heard that was a good film.
No, it wasn't.
Pearl
What year are you
Harbor,
in?
that was a
No,
terrible
go on.
film.
Oh, stop, there it is.
Jesus.
Son of All Fears.
Yes, no, that was a good film.
Yeah, it was a good
Well,
film.
Pearl Harbor stuff.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan's a good character though.
Yeah, no, I...
Damon. It's better than Matt Damon. It could have been Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That could have been a lot
Yeah.
Hey, he could be Robin in the next film.
There's a
Don't,
there's a lot of
don't.
people that would have been worse. And to be fair, he can't be anywhere near as bad as George Clooney. Yeah. No. There's no possible way.
But I say, the other rumours, for people, some of them I did like better. Like John Hamm, I like that rumour better.
Yeah, it's like if I couldn't think of other actors that
Carl Urban.
I would have been happier to
Carl
He's
Urban,
already
yeah.
practiced doing like nothing with the upper side of his face.
Or any
Oh,
dialogue.
shut
Oh, can we not get back onto the... There are no other scenes in that one building.
Like,
Didn't they walk
I
to the building?
saw-
Shut up!
I saw
Um,
something about Jensen Ackles being Batman.
No, I
I would have been more interested.
I was
Who's
all
that?
for Matt Smith.
the guy...
Supernatural. Did you watch Supernatural? No.
He's only ever been in that, nothing else.
Nothing.
He's an it used to be an underwear model.
Shall we say about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starting soon? I'm excited.
Yeah.
Anybody
Oh,
else?
I was actually...
It's
I was
on
looking at
Channel 4 in the UK. It's going to be.
Oh, good, because I was looking at the full lineup earlier today, and it's on Monday. No, Tuesdays. Mondays or Tuesdays? That's in America. I don't know when
Yeah.
it's going to be.
I'm pretty sure it's. I know that it's coming out soon
Hmm.
on Channel 4.
I'm
So,
interested
I
to how
imagine
they
it's gonna
bring
be
Coulson
a couple
back.
of
That's
Yeah,
why.
me too.
Yeah.
Did you hear about what happened at Comic Con?
No.
Joss Whedon at the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel said, Marvel and Disney. It was Disney said you can't show any of the you can't show any clips at Comic Con. You're forbidden from showing clips.
Das ist verboten.
This is forbidden.
Yeah.
So Joss
No
Whedon was
clips, no
like,
trailers.
so here's the whole episode. And they showed the whole episode. to
Because
the
you're not allowed to
panel.
show clips.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I would have loved it if he got, okay, so we brought in all the actors and we're going to act it out.
The stage version.
We're going to recreate it right here.
But very
We're going
minimalistic.
to
Like,
need some of you to join in because there's a big crowd scene where everyone dies.
we're going to need the 2 front row chairs. We're building a fort.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
This is your headquarters.
Theatre.
Can we turn the lights down, please?
No,
That's
that
pretty
was
good.
awesome.
We had a lot to say considering we didn't have very many topics at the beginnings. No.
I just feel like we really cut short the whole Batman thing, so we're gonna
Oh,
wait
right, I
and
thought-
see.
Yeah,
I thought
I think
we
we
would
need
wait
to
and
sort of
see.
like.
I think
Rather than
basically,
jump
yeah,
on.
he could be good. He might not be. Just
Yeah.
shut up.
I don't have a lot of faith in him as an actor because
Yeah.
of what I've seen of him.
What
I don't think
certainly
it'll be
that
wouldn't
bad.
do is
I have more
say
faith
now
in
that
the
he's definitely going to be better than Christian
Yeah, if
Bale.
you like say about you say you didn't like Daredevil. Was it all his fault that it was a bad film?
No,
Probably not.
but no, you can
No,
have a
Daredevil was
bad
poorly
film.
written.
Exactly.
It's
So
poorly
The
written.
film could be terrible, but the actor can still be good in the
He
film.
wasn't a bad Daredevil.
I didn't like him at all. I hated him in that film.
It was awful.
I thought he was a part of.
Do you know
I
what was?
thought he was literally
Yeah.
a part.
Do you know what was redeeming about the film? Bullseye.
You know
Colin
what's redeeming
Farrell
about the
was
film?
Bullseye.
You know what else is redeeming about the film?
Kevin Smith as the coroner.
No, do you know what else is redeeming about the film?
Kevin Smith was the coroner in it who
So are
finds
they
Daredevil's
like friends
cane.
then?
Yeah,
They must have been.
Yeah.
Being the Clerks.
Yeah.
Do you know what else was
The
redeeming
Clerks.
about the film?
Is it
Called
just
The
Clerks?
Oh, yeah.
Or Clarks?
Clerks.
She calls it Clarks.
Because that's how you pronounce the fucking word.
Yeah, but it's an American film, and they pronounce it an American way. It's Clerks.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, even though it's a Z.
Don't call it Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball Z.
I know.
It's a bit ballsy.
Dragon Ball Z.
And
Really? I feel like David had more to say about this stuff.
Did I?
Or you had a reason why Daredevil was
oh
something.
no, the
He
other
was a
redeeming
pirate
factor
ship.
was the credits rolling at the end.
Alright. For the extra scene at the end of it.
There's an extra scene.
It's a Marvel film, of course there is.
Oh, I turned off. I did.
I don't know if there
didn't
is.
want to see.
I didn't pay attention. I think that was before Marvel
Oh,
trained
that's,
the audience to sit there the whole way through the credits for something.
Have you heard that they're planning a Fantastic Four reboot?
No, I do not know that.
They're planning a Fantastic Four reboot.
Right.
And the same studio that owns X-Men owns Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I know that.
And they said that when they reboot it, it's going to be in the same universe.
I don't get why all of them aren't in the same bloody universe. It would make for a...
Bloody universe.
Well, no, it would make things to be a lot better, but then you ask the questions of, well, if all of this shit was going down, why didn't Spider-Man help? No, why didn't this help? How come we don't see Spider-Man climbing the Stark Tower every now and again? What's going on?
But no.
When New York was getting fucked up, there was Spider-Man. Just saying, you know,
Why are you pushing Spider-Man so much?
because
Just
it
loving
was
the
in New
Spider-Man.
York. I couldn't. I suppose I could have said Fantastic Four as well. Their tower was in New York.
All of them in New York.
Yeah.
But different
Who's-
Because all the Americans care about is New York.
And I never used to like Spider-Man as a big superhero.
I'm not bothered
Was it
by
at the end of
Spider-Man.
Avengers that Thanos was in? Was it Thanos?
Who, what, where?
The purple looking guy at the end of Avengers, where everyone was going, oh, he's going to be in it. Quickly Google, who
I
the
know who
fuck
it
was that?
Thanos is my favourite.
No, a lot of people were like, did
Silver
you
Surfers.
see the end of it? I've Googled since. I know exactly who it is.
I just hope they have his. I can't remember what
He's
she's
not in
called.
Avengers 2 though, is
He's
he?
talking.
He is.
He talks to the statue though.
Yes.
He thinks the statue's his wife.
But he's not the main.
He was the big
antagonist.
bad.
Sounds pathetic.
But isn't
It's
he's
hilarious.
in Age of Ultron is the Avengers 2. That's got nothing to do with Thanos.
You're an Age of Ultron.
He's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, is he going to be in
Oh,
that?
Yeah, he's the main antagonist in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know, what the fuck are you on about?
Guardians of the Galaxy, it's one of the next films
Yeah,
in that
it's
same
got
universe.
a bald woman in it that he loves.
Right.
He thinks she looks really good bald.
So do I.
So does he. These two are weird.
Isn't, what, Amy Pond? Her?
Yeah, her, yeah.
I think she looks good anyway. Unpopular opinion.
Take that, Amy Pond.
Are we done?
We're done.
I think
We didn't think we had any topics, but we managed to span almost an hour.
We win.
Wow.
Nice one, guys. Well done.
And that's not even including the bit in the middle where we took a break and we didn't tell the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the 2.5 hours for you to watch.
yeah. Yeah, and Adam had to go off and watch Dogma, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. What did you think of Dogma? What did
I
you
couldn't
think
use
of
the
It was alright.
What did you think of the bit with the flying monkeys? Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't in much of it. What did you think of Matt Damon
That's
in
too
the film?
much.
Matt Damon.
Did you like the lead canine? Never mind.
No? So what's your views on dogmatic law these days?
Four.
Four, that's quite a good view. I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So what should we do? Play some Starflux or some Munchkin or what?
Munchkin.
Munchkin, yeah.
Bye.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.